Okay everyone, so let's start today's session. So today we are going to tackle a very nice question from the NGPE. Now look at this question number P5. So this question says, like, imagine we have a ideal diatomic gas. Okay, now think of it like a pair of the dumbbells, like oxygen and nitrogen, and they are floating around and minding their own business, and suddenly we put them through two different torture sessions, that is the expansion 1 and the expansion 2. So process 1, this is the isothermal, and the gas expands but the temperature stays the same, and it's like eating the spicy wings but sitting in a freezer so you don't break a sweat. And process 2, that is the adiabatic isolation, and the gas expands but there is no heat exchange. Okay, so it's the social distancing of the thermodynamics, no heat in and no heat out, but both start at volume V1 and end at volume V2, passing through a middle point V0. Okay, now look at our PV diagram. So isothermal follows a PV equal to constant relation. Okay, so its slope is what? Its slope is minus P by V. Okay, for the isothermal. And for the adiabatic process, this follows P V gamma equal to constant. Okay, so its slope is okay. Now since our gas is at diatomic and gamma is what? 1.4. So because 1.4 greater than 1, the adiabatic curve is steeper. Okay, now think of it this way, like the isothermal curve is a gentle hill and the adiabatic curve is a slide you would be terrified to go down at a water park. Now at the point PV0, the adiabatic slope is exactly gamma times steeper. Okay, and work done is the area under the curve, because the adiabatic curve drops faster and it stays below the isothermal curve on the graph. So if I talk about the round 1, that is V1 to V0, the isothermal curve is higher up, and we say that WT1 greater than WS1. Okay, and now the round 2, that is V0 to V2, and again isothermal is living large at the top, so WT2 is greater than WS2. Okay, now in isothermal expansion, the surroundings give the gas heat to keep it the warm while it works. Okay, so in adiabatic, the gas has to pay for the work using its own internal energy, and it's like the isothermal has a rich uncle, okay, paying the bills, while adiabatic is a broke college student. So if I talk about the entropy is the del S is the measure of the disorder or the shovels. Okay, so for the adiabatic case, by the definition, an adiabatic reversible process is isentropic. Okay, that means del S equal to 0, so it's perfectly organized chaos. Now if I talk about the isothermal case, the gas absorbs heat from the surroundings to stay at the constant temperature. So here del S will be integration dqt is equal to nr natural log V2 by V1. Okay, now since V2 greater than V1, so del S is definitely positive, right? So the change in the entropy is more in the isothermal case because it actually takes the in heat, and in the adiabatic case is just 0. Okay, so I'm making a table here, okay, so that you can understand the whole process quickly. Just give me a second. Yes, so here is the feature, here is isothermal, and here is the adiabatic. diatomic. Okay, now if I talk about the equation, then for the isothermal is PV equal to K, and for the adiabatic it's PV to the power 1.4 equal to K. If I talk about the slope, it's quite gentler, and for this it will be steeper, gamma times. Okay, now if I talk about the work, this is for the higher area. Okay, and this is for the lower area. And if I talk about the entropy, then this increases and this remains constant. That means zero change. Okay, so remember, for a diatomic gas the degrees of freedom are 5, and 3 are translation and 2 rotation, and that's why gamma equal to 1 plus 2 by 5, that is 1.4. Okay, so this is the whole concept behind this question. See you in the next session, guys. Bye bye.